Hey everybody, it's Steven with the PH at RipFan8. It's December 31st, the last day of 2023. So I thought I would do an end of the year recap of my top 10 favorite buys of this year. If you have followed my channel, you probably know that I have switched gears into my collecting. I'm only collecting now vintage baseball. This pivot was initiated back in April, and it all began in Strongsville, the show I attended, the Strongsville Vintage Show, that I attended with my good buddy Mike Samuel at Canadian Cards. He invited me to tag along with him, and at this show I was introduced to Chris from Missouri, Scott, Reindeer Studios, Don Fields of Dreams, and from here is where I started to purchase my vintage baseball that I am now directing all my funds and focus towards. If you've watched my channel, you've seen that I focused on a Jackie Robinson run, which I'll touch base during this brief video. But I just want to say thank you to everyone that has touched me in these last 8 months. And especially since I started my channel back in the first week of July 3rd, and I've met so many wonderful people through this YouTube community, and it is countless amount of people that have I continue to follow, and they've followed my channel and made comments, so I thank you very much. So we'll get on to the top 10. This is not necessarily based on dollars or more favorite cards and how I've pivoted to my new collecting path. So I'll move my new emblem that I'm going to eventually start using for my channel, and I think I'm going to get some shirts and hats for them. So I'll move this out of the picture, and I'm going to bring in my number 10 card, which is Dummy Taylor. It's the my first introduction into the T206 tobacco cards, and I'm super excited about it. It is the T206 Dummy Taylor. It's the 1910s Sweet Caparol, and it was basically one of my first tobacco cards I purchased. On to the next one will be my 1955 Topps Jackie Robinson. This basically was my first Jackie, well, it was my first Jackie card that I purchased. It was back in that Strongsville show back in April. It was a purchase I made, I believe, on the Sunday morning on my way out, and this started the Jackie run for myself, which if you follow my channel, you've seen the many Jackies that I've purchased throughout the rest of the year. So that's the number 9, started my Jackie run. Then we go on to the next one, is my 1933 Galley Speaker. I bought this raw. I sent it in, came back as a 4 by SGC. It's a beautiful looking card. I purchased this a couple weeks, or the week after the Strongsville show in April. This was at our Toronto Expo back in April, and it's funny, I purchased this from a gentleman, a dealer, who was from Wisconsin. So moving on, at that same Toronto show, I purchased this 1955 Bowman Willie Mays. This is one of my first Willie Mays cards I've purchased this year. I've had a few, but I purchased this also raw and sent it in, same with my Speaker, and it came back as 6, which I'm really pleased with. It is a really good looking example of it. I got it for a really good, decent price, and was very happy with the grade it received. So moving on to the number 5 is the 1953 Satchel Paige. It's a 3.5 SGC 3.5, which obviously everyone can see, but it is basically the first Satchel Paige card I've purchased, and I'm really pleased with it. It's a good looking example, and it's pretty tough getting Satchel Paige's cards from the 40s, or I guess the Leaf and Bowman are pretty expensive, but this is a nice example right in my price range. So I'm going to head into the top 5, but before heading into the top 5, I want to say thank you to all our good friend Scott from Reindeer Studios. Everyone's received, or most of the people in the YouTube community has received a Christmas card from Scott. I was very fortunate enough to meet him in Strongsville. I've also saw him in Pittsburgh at a Mainline Autographs show there, and Scott's just a wonderful guy, an absolute wonderful guy, wonderful artist. Obviously, you see the Roger Maris cards. So Scott, I want to give a shout out. Thank you for including me in with everyone else. I really appreciate it, so thank you very much. So back onto the top 5 now. I'm going to come into a first basically introduction. It is a Churchman card, 1929 Churchman, Baseball USA, Sports and Games. If you can see the depiction, it looks like Babe Ruth swinging, clubbing a home run with a catcher and umpire in the background. I really love this card. It's just because it was the first card that I actually bought that has Babe Ruth basically on the card. So heading into number 4, again, a 1932 Bulgaria. I believe it's Max Schmeling and Babe Ruth. It's a sports photo. I got this the week after the Toronto Expo back in April, and it was basically outside of that card I just showed, it was the first Babe Ruth type card I purchased, and I'm very pleased with it. It has led me down a path of a lot of unique stuff this vintage, and only going to continue. So on to number 3. And I'm going to go back to Jackie Robinson. This is the 1950 Bowman. It's my second Jackie purchase after the 55 I picked up in Strongsville. Like I said, a month later when I went to the Pittsburgh show with my good traveling buddy Mike Samuel of Canadian Cards. He's really taken me under his wing, and I really appreciate it. He's really become a really true good friend for me. So we ended up going to Pittsburgh, and this is the second Jackie card that I picked up, I believe, in my run of Jackies. And it's only a 1.5, but it has decent eye appeal. Obviously, it's got a few little creases, if you can see up in the top left and the bottom right. But the centering doesn't look too bad. Corners are really rounded, obviously, but it's a 1.5, and it's mine, and I love it. So we'll go on to number 2. And again, I'm going to go back to a purchase at the Toronto Expo back in the show in April. It's the 1948 Swell Sports Thrills, the most dramatic home run, and it's Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth. I love the purchasing of this card specifically because of the two iconic players on this card, Ruth and Gehrig. I mean, what more can be said? It's a 3. It's not a bad looking 3. I just love it just because of how iconic it is. The two players. It's just a beautiful example. So without further ado, I mean, I would think anyone that has watched my channel back from the show I showed in, I was in Philadelphia back in September, early September, at the Philly show. And if anyone who's watched my channel remembers the Friday night video I did, and we all know it is the 1947 Bond Red Jackie Robinson, the round corners with the white back. It's a low grade based on, and I'll show you the back because you can see the back shows some examples of writing, and it looked like it was erased and all that. But it's a beautiful, beautiful example of the card that I just love. And if you look at it, it's a really decent example of the Bond bread. I'm super excited to get it. I was super excited that night getting it. So it was just a pleasure with being able to talk to the people down in Philadelphia. I was fortunate enough to talk to Sammy from Sammy Thunder on the Saturday. Yeah, this was the best buy for me for the year. I mean, it ran me close to $3,000 Canadian. But I'm super, super happy with it. It's a great card and very, very pleased with it. So there you go. There's my basically the 10 most favorite pickups I had, based on different reasons why. But as everyone who's aware now that my direction of 2023 was vintage baseball. On to 2024. I will be going to the Strongsville show in April again, the National in Cleveland in July. So I'm looking forward to meeting and finally meeting in person a lot of YouTubers with those shows and whatever get-togethers we can get together. But very excited about those shows. And my direction for 2024, again, obviously picking up vintage, but there's 3 cards on my radar, and they're all Jackie Robinson. They are the 49 Bowman, the 48, 49 Leaf, and the 48 Sports Swell Thrills. Swell Sports Thrills, Jackie. I'm sure there'll be other ones along the way I may alter and pick up, but those are the 3 that are on my radar for 2024. I know they're going to be a little pricey. We'll see what type of examples I can come up with, and I'm sure once I pick them, once I pick up one or all or however many, I'll be sure to do a video on it so everyone can see how excited I am with that pickup. So I'm going to let everyone go now. I'm running a little bit longer than I had hoped for, but I want to thank everyone in the community for being so generous and kind to me with commenting and following what I put out there, and I really do appreciate it. I look forward to talking to everyone, and I wish everyone the best of 2024. But Happy New Year to all, and we'll talk soon. Thank you very much.